Hi, it's that fantasy chick back again with another stream. It's Wednesday, and today I'm going to talk about upload. And basically, I binge watched Upload this past weekend, and all 8 episodes. I waited until they dropped the last 2 episodes to binge watch all 8 episodes all together in one setting because that's what I like to do. so, um, so that's what I did. So, um, so 8 episodes. I have some feelings about where it ended up and some things along the way. But we'll get to that in a minute. So, so we start off with the main characters, Nathan and Nora. Nathan has been downloaded from his afterlife in Horizon into a new body, and they feel like they're up against a ticking time clock because because people who have been downloaded before, their head exploded, and I guess it took about a month before for their head to explode. So they feel like they have a month in this body before they have to upload him again because his head will explode. So they have to do it before his head explodes. So they want to get to Freon, and it's been so long. I don't know why they want to, why they want to destroy Freon. But I think it's because they realize Freon is being controlled by the people who own Horizon. So it's not this altruistic thing it's supposed to be. And they realize that they realize along the way that it's all about them trying to get more votes out of people. So they want 10,000 less votes. They need 10,000 less votes. So they're going to basically kill people to get rid of those votes. So Freon, they're basically going to start uploading people and then pretend like they had a terrorist attack from the Ludds on their servers, and that they lost all the people who've uploaded in the meanwhile. But I'm like, that's only going to work for so long. So it's like, so your servers are attacked and then your whole company just goes down. You don't try to fix the servers, you don't try to replace the servers, your company just goes away. But I guess that was the plan, for the company to just go away. So to save the people's lives, Nick sends out the video that was going to be sent out after they've like maybe the day after they've uploaded all those people, once they get the 10,000 people, to say that there was a terrorist attack. He sends it out while they're in line so they can see that there's no servers and that they get out of line and won't upload. Like a couple of people have already, like a few dozen people have already uploaded so far. And they were just going to take their their consciousness that was on discs and just like throw them in the ocean. So Nathan and Nora decide they were going to try to take them back to um, their rightful owners. So that's the first episode on their side. Also, is that the first? Yes, the first episode on their side. And then the second episode is them basically going to return one of these people to their family, because they're going to return all these people to their loved ones so they can, either upload them someplace else, find another place for them to upload them into another afterlife or something. So they'll have so that they'll have an actual afterlife and not just be dead. So they returned to this one family, and the family took them in, fed them. It was like, oh, stay overnight. And then the next day, the family, was on the farm. So they was like, oh, come work on our farm. And so this is a futuristic show. So like the farm, it's a futuristic farm. So it doesn't have like animals on it. They have like this huge cow, and each udder gives out different things. Like one gives out milk, one gives out whole milk, one gives out skim milk, one gives out 2% milk, one gives out cottage cheese. So they can milk the cow of actual solid cheese, which is as disgusting as it sounds. So they spend that time, and this whole episode is about them trying to figure out their relationship now that they're both in the real world. And on the flip side, you have Ingrid, who's decided, she was going to rid her life of, everything Nathan, and get herself together and forget all about Nathan and start her life over. And then she bumps into his copy. And the copy was from like a month before. So it's from the time when she and him were still together. So he's still, into her. So that so now she doesn't know what to do. So she doesn't know what to do. She eventually decides to go along with it, and she calls down their angel and takes her into the hallway and was like, you made an illegal copy of Nathan, didn't you? And she was like, that's illegal. You can get in so much trouble if people find out. So now she's like, now I own you. Now you have to do things. You have to do exactly what I say, because basically you did something illegal. I got you. So, whatever she wants. And basically Ingrid now has been cut off from her family. So she's poor. So now she uses the angel to give her free stuff, like free clothing for Nathan. And then the next episode is Cyber Discount Day, which is kind of like Thanksgiving. But I don't understand the holiday, but they call it Cyber Discount Day. And there's supposed to be a big buffet at Horizon, but you have to pay of course, to eat all that food, she doesn't have any money to eat. So she wants to use the angel to give her free food. So and so after Nathan and Nora leaves the farm, they go to they come back to LA to this hostel where his mother is staying. And it took me a minute to realize why his mother was staying at a hostel, because I'm like, didn't she have a house? But I forgot that when she decided she was going to upload to Freon, she sold her house, she sold all her belongings. So she has nothing now. But I'm like, but if you sold everything, shouldn't you have money to buy another house? But whatever. So she's staying at a hostel. She had met some guy at the line at Freon, and they ran out of Freon together. Now he's her boo, and they staying at the hostel together. So Nathan and Nora is staying with his mom and sharing his mom's bed in the hostel for now, because they have nowhere else to stay. I'm guessing Nora must have gave up her apartment when she went to go live with the Ludds. It's been so long. All of this information is out of my head, unless she lived in another city. Because she can also think of going to her father, but maybe not. Who knows? Whatever. It's like, don't your father have a house? But whatever. Oh no, her father's in the Ludds. See, completely forgot. So during this cyber discount day, Nora, I forget the reason, but she puts back on her avatar and goes into the environment, goes into Horizon, goes into Nathan and Ingrid's room, and realizes that Nathan now has a copy. And so she tells everyone, you've been copied. So now, even though she and Nathan they had snuck into some meeting where this rich guy Choke was. He's dead. And he lives across the hall from Nathan, but he also either he's the owner of Horizon or he's the owner of one of these other companies. But he's a rich guy. He's one of the owners of these companies, and he's responsible for Nathan's death. And even though he's dead, he still sits on a board of all these people of these companies, and they're dealing with this whole Freon situation. So before, this was from the first episode, this was before they got into Freon and found the video saying that the Ludds were going to blow up all of their servers. So they were at their headquarters, and they were having the meeting in the conference room, and he kind of saw Nathan there, saw his face in the bathroom mirror, but he was like, did I or didn't I see Nathan, because Nathan is supposed to be in Horizon, so how can he be out in the real world? So he meets up with Copy Nathan and was like, I saw you, and at my office. And Copy Nathan is like, what the hell are you talking about? and so and so and so then he starts thinking, well, maybe I'm crazy. So he starts talking to his angel, and his angel is in on the the plan with Nathan and Nora. So he knows that they were at that building, and he knows about the copy of Nathan. So he was like, so he started playing into the whole, you're old and you have senile. And he's like, man, we've had this conversation many times before. And so it's like Nathan is here at Horizon. He is not out in the real world. So crazy. And Ingrid has a job. Nathan, the copy Nathan, finds out that Ingrid has a job. She's working in the place where she rents the suits that allows her to allows her to go into the environment, the Horizon environment. So so that's her job, renting out those suits and cleaning it out and being it. So she goes back and forth between her job and Horizon. So I'm trying to all of this is smushing in together. All of these things are smushing in together, but you have this idea where Ingrid and Copy Nathan are having this sort of different relationship because she's decided, I'm going to be a different Ingrid. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to keep, lies from him. So eventually she starts coming clean with him, and she doesn't keep things from him eventually. So it takes a minute, but okay. So the next episode, oh, at Cyber Discount Day, Nathan, at the end of the day, Copy Nathan is feeling bummed because he's wondering why his family hasn't come to see him, not realizing they're with the real Nathan. And that's why they are not coming to see him. So he calls his mom, and so she's like, oh my gosh, it's the copy. What do I do? He doesn't know what to do. So they're like, answer it. But so she's trying to answer the call and keep him away, keep the video away from the real Nathan, so he doesn't see that there's another Nathan. But the other Nathan is constantly trying to get a look and see what the copy looks like. So it's this huge dance, this goofy dance. And once that dance is over, all of a sudden Nathan gets another nosebleed because he's been getting nosebleeds since the end of last season. And it's like this ominous omen or whatnot, thinking, oh my gosh, his head is about to blow up. So Nathan and Nora decide to visit the doctor who created the downloads in the first place. So they go, he's in Sacramento or San Francisco, one or the other. I can't remember, but it's whichever way it is, because it's like 5 hours one way, 6 hours the other. Whichever way they go, they had to be mailed there because they they really don't want to go on any public transportation because they don't want Nathan's face to be seen. So they get mailed there in this big, huge freight box. Um, so they go to see the doctor, and they come up with this ruse about Nathan being, what do you call it? Mugged. And they get in, and he examines him, and he's like, "You're fine." And then Nora blurts out that he's a download. And so he examines him again, and he gives him a whole bunch of pills, and he's like, "Take a bunch of these pills, and if you feel any symptoms, then go to the hospital." So they take the pills with them, and then they decide to stay there overnight rather than going back to Los Angeles. And they decide to go stay at a friend's of Nathan's house. And he's like, "Oh, this is a friend I knew in college. We cool. He can get into the house because he like it the door had his fingerprint or whatever." It's like, "Welcome, Nathan." Lets him in. So the friend turns out to be an ex-girlfriend, but she's cool. She's a lawyer. She's cool. And they end up all being friends. And she ends up hearing the story of Freon and what they're doing with all the people, and how they're trying to basically how they uploaded all those people just to steal their votes, just to kill them and steal their votes and things like that. So she was like, "I can take this back to my law firm, and we can, make a case out of this." So she started using Nora to, as a person to go to the firm. And so Nora started working with her and her firm on this case. So she pretty much stayed there with her. Working on the case. And then until at one point, Nathan says, because the lawyer friend, what is the friend's name? I can't remember the friend's name, but she has some androgynous name that sounds like a dude's name. But so I can't remember what her name is. But anyway, the lawyer friend had a dog, and the dog ate a whole bunch of Nathan's, pills that's supposed to keep his head from exploding. So he was like, "You gotta take this dog to the vet." And I think they took the pills with them. And when she came back, she was like, "Oh, he's going to be fine. Those pills are gas X." So now they had to figure out, why did the download doctor give them just gas X? So Nora goes back to go back to the house to figure out why he gave them gas X. But Nathan had went back to Los Angeles, and his old friend Luke, who had been, lost without him since he's been downloaded and hadn't discovered the copy yet, his copy yet. He had gotten into some trouble and he needed to be rescued because apparently there's gangsters in upload heaven. So he's being held by digital gangsters. I'm sorry, just thinking about it is crazy. So, okay, so Nathan and the copy team up to save him, and Nora goes to the doctor's house to ask him about the pills. But when she gets there, somebody, this woman opens the door and is like, "Oh, he's never lived here. I've lived here all my life." And Nora sees some sketchy dude in the background, so she's like, "Okay," and she walks away. And then as she's walking down the street, sketchy dude catches up with her, and she runs and runs and runs, and of course she runs into it. Into an alley. Why you run down alleys? Never run down alleys. Always stay on the main street so people can see you. But she runs down the alley and runs into and ends up in a, with nowhere to go. And then the next thing you know, she's waking up in a bed at Horizon. And you're like, oh no, this heifer is dead. But thank God she ain't dead. They, for whatever reason, the gangsters caught her up and drugged her, and the executives at Horizon was like, they know she works for Horizon, and they're like, she's been sticking her nose in, snooping around too close to things that we want to keep quiet, like the like that doctor. So they wanted to find out what she knew. So they drugged her, and they had her friend who's also who's gotten a promotion this year. So they've been giving her all these jobs and taking her these places, and she's met all these upper execs and all these things. So they gave her got her to try to interrogate her and find out what she knew while she was drugged. But the friend managed to help her keep everything that she knew a secret. So they wouldn't know about Nathan being downloaded and the copy and all the other mess that she's been getting into. And they believed it because she was drugged off her mind while she was saying all this stuff. So they let her go. And because she was so drugged, she didn't remember anything. She just woke up on a park bench one day. And does she, I think I'm trying to figure out, I think she stays in, I've lost track of where she, I think I think she's still in the city with the friend, and Nathan is in Los Angeles. The the dead guy, he had been trying to get people to he had been trying to, I forget what he was trying to get them to realize, but he was trying to tell them something. And the angel realized he was going to tell them about Nathan. So he was like, they had locked him out of a meeting, and so he couldn't upload into the meeting. So he asked his angel to put him into a robot so he can bust into the meet, so he can bust into the meeting. And the angel was like, "Oh yeah, sure," but instead of putting him into a meeting, he got him into, basically a disc, and kept it, and then sent it to Nathan in Los Angeles. Um, when Nathan then was able to use it to go into his memories and find out what he knew, and get all the information that he could to help out with, the lawsuit that they were preparing against him. And somehow, so while they were looking at his memories, it was him in Los Angeles, and then Copy Nathan was helping, and Nora was in the memory salon inside the environment with Copy Nathan. And so of course Ingrid was upset about that, about Copy Nathan spending time with Nora. And so she goes and she somehow finds real Nathan. So it's, real Nathan and Ingrid, and Copy Nathan and Nora. And Copy Nathan starts flirting with Nora, and Ingrid gets drunk and gets Nathan drunk. And you're like, it's like, Nora is sitting up there wondering, is she really wondering? She's like, he's flirting with me. It's him from, a few months ago, but it's not him. So she's wondering, is it still cheating if it's him, but it's not him? Like she's in a love triangle with two versions of the same guy. If you like it, I love it. But so because Ingrid is there, she's there when she hears her father say to choke in his memories. Too bad Ingrid wasn't in the car with Nathan when you killed him, because then that would have been from my bank account or something like that. And I'm like, oh, the worst. You've already cut her off, but I guess he hadn't cut her off at that point. So, okay. And then the next episode is Nathan and Nora. Nathan is getting ready to upload his, upload, meaning when you upload, you burn your head off. It's so final. So he's getting ready to upload into a system that he's building himself, and that he's up that he can continue to build while he's in the system. So it's very plain and basic right now, but he feels like he can build it as he's living in it, and it'll be a free system. So then I guess when Nora dies, she can come and be with him in that system, and they can live for eternity with each other for free. That's so sad. But they decide to hold off uploading him and spend a day together, which was lucky because they discover that the doctor wasn't gone. They didn't get rid of the doctor. He was a surprise witness for the lawsuit that they were working on with his friend and the lawyers. And they discovered that he was going to testify that the guy's head didn't explode. He set it up to explode so that, they made him set it up to explode so that people wouldn't want to download, wouldn't want to, because then people would live forever. They wouldn't want to go into these afterlives if they can just get another body and go upload into another body, download rather into another body. So it is a way to live forever. So so thankfully they discovered this before Nathan uploads, and they realize, oh, he doesn't have to upload. He can just keep living. His head is not going to explode. But the sketchy guy who chased Nora down the street gets to the doctor and kills him before he can testify. So they need to find another witness, and they decide to use Ingrid. And she ends up testifying, and they use her testimony, but they also use some information that her friend Alicia had stolen from the VP that she was sleeping with. And they stole a bunch of information from her, and they used that. They were like, oh, this person is a whistleblower, even though it didn't come from that person, it came from Alicia. And they entered all that information in as evidence. I'll let you know it's a TV show because they called her a whistleblower without speaking to her once. That would not fly in real life. And so basically, instead of letting all of that information come out into the public and putting Horizon on blast, which is what they wanted it to do, they decided on a settlement, and they settled with all of the families whose people uploaded into Freon. So each family is going to get like $1 million. So, and because of the settlement, nothing is coming out into the public, which is not good for Alicia. She gets called into the VP's office at the end of the episode. She gets called into the VP's office. We don't know what's going to happen to her. And then Nathan gets caught. So they don't know what's happening to them. But Nathan calls them while they're all huddling at his mother's hostel. And he tells them that Nathan has been destroyed. But we don't know which Nathan has been destroyed. So I have feelings. I didn't like the fact that we had gotten to this place where, because it was weird having a real Nathan and a copy Nathan. And then you finally get to this place where you're like, okay, they can do this. Real Nathan is going to build a life with Nora. Copy Nathan is going to build a life with Ingrid. Ingrid is going to get what she wants, and she's going to be normal and not creepy. She's going to be, a regular, she's going to be good. And he had proposed to Ingrid, and they were going to have a wedding. She had invited the elevator guy and everything. They were going to be happy. And he gets taken from her. And now we don't know which Nathan is destroyed. But somebody's destroyed. So somebody is out in the cold. And we have no idea until they come back with season 4 who is destroyed. So that bothered me. That bothered me for days. I thought about that for days, like afterwards. Like, I can't believe it ended that way, with not just them catching them, but just that cliffhanger got under my skin. So, ugh. But other than that, I like the season. It would, like I said, you almost had a love triangle with this woman and these two different versions of himself before he decides to, give it a go with his ex-girlfriend. and and just him and Nora, Nathan and Nora, the real Nathan and Nora, trying to navigate having a relationship in the real world, you know, now that because like before it was, they had obstacles, he was dead, she was alive, and blah, 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 blah. Now that they're both alive, you know, they're alive, but since he's dead, he's not a legal person. So they had to deal with that issue. And they were like, okay, we're going to deal with that issue. And then he gets caught up by Horizon security guards. And my thing is this: if you're not in anybody's building and somebody, not the police, come and talk to you, you ain't got to talk to them. You're like, who are you? I ain't got to tell you nothing. You don't have the right to ask me what is my ID. Bye, Felicia. I ain't got to tell you nothing. What's up with these people? Where is their rebellion? Why are they sitting there just doing what people ask them to do? But that's all. Okay, so that's all for today. That's all for today. I promise I'm going to have a video on Friday. It's going to be a Vampire Diaries video. We're working on it and we're going to get it out. So it's a lot of hard work went into this video. So please like it and share it. But that is all. In the meantime, thanks for watching.